We all know about sex, except maybe teenagers. But by educating teens on birth control, we will be able to make them more knowledgeable about all the choices and the consequences. Hopefully by doing this, we will see a decline in teenage pregnancy by educating teens, better moral values, and unfortunately we do tend to see teens dropping out of high school. Knowledge is power. Add the bed, subtract the clothes, divide the legs, and pray that you don't multiply. By educating teens, there will hopefully be a decline of teenage pregnancy or more prepared teens who decide to make this choice. Besides teaching abstinence, which is 100% effective, there are other forms of birth control. Long-lasting reversible methods such as the IUDs and the hormonal methods, which are the pills. Along with having sex, you could obtain STDs and possibly HIV. According to the CDC, in 2011, around 330,000 babies were born to women around the ages of 15 to 19 years old. On the other hand, there are people who feel the opposite about educating teens on birth control. They feel that you should just do abstinence-only education. Pretty much telling the teens all the risk and all the results, and just pretty much telling them to say no altogether. It's like telling a teenager not to go and pull the fire alarm at school. It's always easier said than done. Especially since teens are maturing and changing, it can make them feel even more curious and want to try it. Like we hear in school, it all starts at home, especially with moral values. The media has a lot of influence on today's teens. And especially if we're not monitoring what they watch and what they listen to, it's just contributing to promiscuous behavior and could lead to possible experimentation. Teens without morals can possibly give into peer pressure and other influences. Having good morals produces a good individual, which result in making better choices. If we teach teens to have good morals, we are developing a positive individual and one who will make wise choices. In high school, we've seen teens that are pregnant. And unfortunately, sometimes that leads to them dropping out of high school. Teen pregnancy statistics show that about 70% of students who drop out of high school is because of teen pregnancy. And you see it happen a lot to teens who have babies at such an early age. They have the baby, and then when it's time to come back to school, their mind is just someplace else because they're more worried about providing for their child, making sure that they're taking care of their child, which is totally fine. It needs to be that way. So when they do come back to school, they're not concentrating on the work that they have to get done. Especially when it comes to school events or homework or the classwork. They don't have time for that, and that's not their concern. So, of course, they get behind, and they feel like, what is there left to do but to drop out? So, no protection should mean no love. Being fully aware of this subject is the only way that teens can make the right decisions. So when it comes time to have the sex talk to them in a way that they'll understand, and let them know that every decision has a consequence, either good or bad.